Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. It's your favorite realtor, Dr. Yeti, and I am back with yet another video. Today we're going to be reacting to homeowners forced to sell, but they can't find any buyers in 2025. Now, I will preface this to say, before reacting to this video, I've never seen this video before. However, I want you to understand that everyone's experience is different. Homes are being sold every single day. I still have clients, okay? And if you are in the Atlanta area, the greater Atlanta metro area, or you're looking to move to the Atlanta greater or you're looking to move to the greater Atlanta metro area, feel free to send me an email. The information will be in the description below. However, I want you to understand that homes are being sold every single day. Do not allow people's experiences to dictate what you should do. You need to evaluate your personal experience, your personal financial status to determine whether or not it's the best time for you to buy a house. I always say this, I'm not living on the world's economy, I'm living on God's economy. Okay, because you know, as people, I mean, I've had people reach out to me. I'm telling you, people reach out to me saying, hey, you know, like, I know the market is not looking good. People aren't buying like that. People are losing their jobs. And I had to tell them, like, hey, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm living on God's economy and things are actually going really well for me because I'm not focused on what everyone else is doing. I'm not focusing on what is going on outside in the world. And I truly believe that's what everyone else should be doing as well. However, it is good information to have. Okay, keep in mind, and I know it sounds easier said than done, but let me tell you something. When you've been put in situations, right, where everything is good on the outside, but your life is not the best, right? Or now you've been put in situations where the world is upside down, but your life is going the right way. You realize that your circumstances do not dictate the way that you should be living, and it should not dictate your decisions, okay? Because it may look a certain way, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that's what it is. But I don't want to delve too deep into preaching because let me tell you something, if you give me a soapbox, I will keep preaching. But yes, I'm going to go ahead and react to this video, and yes, let's go ahead and watch it.
Just got a call from the realtor that the people buying our house might be backing out.
Our house has officially been on the market for 25 days, and I don't understand why it hadn't sold yet. Like, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with my house? You don't like it? You don't want to see it?
All across the country, homeowners are running out of options. They need to sell, but no one's buying. And the longer their homes sit, the more money they lose. If you're not careful, you could be next. What happens when your dream home turns into a nightmare? Let's find out.
I'm a homeowner. I've been a homeowner since 2020. And yes, I am selling my home. That is for various reasons. The main reason is because the financial responsibility outside of the mortgage is just too much. The two added together, the mortgage plus the too much for your girl. Let's just say 5 years ago, it wasn't too much. 5 years later, now it is. Another reason is that I'm really looking to just reset, restart. I don't know if that means in the same city, different neighborhood, different city, different state, whatever. I don't freaking know. My house has currently been on the market for 39 days.
Yes. First of all, I will say this, 39 days is not that bad. 39 days is not that bad, baby girl, especially in today's market. Don't get me wrong, like the faster you want to sell your house, you have to be extremely strategic about it, right? You don't want to just buy a house and you are okay, yeah, I'm gonna just buy like and sell it, right? I'm sorry, the faster you buy, when you want to sell your house, I'm sorry, you have to be strategic about it. The same way when you're buying your house, you have to be strategic about it. It's the same way you have to do when you're selling it. You have to understand the current market you're in. We are currently in a buyer's market. If you want to sell your house in less than 39 days, you have to price it right. The price has to be right, because right now people are looking at interest rates, they're looking at prices for the mortgage, and they're like, no, I don't want to keep spending this every single month on the mortgage. You have to understand this. If you want to sell your house faster, you have to be competitive with all the other people that are selling their houses as well. So you have to sell your house at a price point where you may not be making the most money. However, you may be making some money, but you're not making the most you could make because you're trying to hurry up and sell it. You have to be strategic. If your house has been sitting on the market for 2 weeks and you haven't gotten any showings, you know that your house is overpriced. If your house has been getting showings, but you haven't gotten any offers, you might still have to reduce your price maybe after 3 weeks or 4 weeks because you need to be extremely aggressive with the sale of your house. However, a lot of people don't have realtors that have this knowledge or have this desire to even help you, get out of this deal. They just want to make their commission. So I say all of this to say 39 days in this market is not bad if you're keeping your house on the market at market value. However, if you want to sell your house quicker, you may need to price your house right. Because I'm telling you right now, I'm letting you know right now, in a market where there are properties sitting on the market for hundreds of days, houses are being sold. Some houses are being sold in less than a week. Okay. And a lot of it has to do with strategic planning and strategic placement of your property on the market. So I'm sorry to say this, but I guess my perspective is do not allow people's experiences to dictate what you should be doing. Homes are sitting on the market, don't get me wrong, but homes are also selling every single day. All right.
From what I'm hearing, the market just not looking too great. Not looking too great. I definitely thought this home was going to sell within 2 weeks. Awkward. So now, of course, I'm questioning every freaking thing per usual.
Before you buy a home, it's important to understand that there are lots of expenses beyond the mortgage, property taxes, and insurance. You got repairs, maintenance, and maybe even landscaping, and potentially even things like replacing appliances, pest control, and higher utility bills, to name a few. So before you even start house shopping, figure out what you can comfortably afford. That means factoring in everything, not just the monthly mortgage.
And I say this all the time. If you guys are in my community, if you're in my community, you know this already, right? You need to be strategic, okay? I talk about budgeting. I teach about budgeting. I teach about credit repair, like making sure that your credit is good before you start applying for houses. I teach about saving, right? Because you need to make sure that you have the right amount of funds to do any of the things that you are meant to do as a homeowner. Because this is what they say. They said the least cost for being a homeowner is your mortgage, and the most for a renter is your rent. So if you are not understanding this and in your mind, oh yeah, like you're still thinking as a renter things, you're going to be in for a rude awakening. Okay. When you are buying a house, remember you have to maintain the lawn. If you have a lawn, you have to maintain the HVAC system, hot water heater. If something happens to your house, it's all your responsibility. Don't even talk to me about insurance. And I might make a video about insurance because property insurance, honestly, I truly believe is a scam, but that's, I'm a realtor, so I have to guide you through the process. And like I said, I'm going to make a video about it, but you have to understand that a lot of these things are going to be your responsibility. So you have to have the funds to take care of these things. Right. So if you have an HVAC that's down, what are you going to do? You're going to get a window AC, right? You might have to you might have to have the money stored up to do the things that are needed to be done. And it's an investment. And it not only is a financial investment, it's a time investment as well. So keep that in mind when you're trying to buy a house.
To make it easier, I created a free home affordability calculator. It gives you an estimate of what price range potentially fits your budget, and there's a short video that walks you through how to use it. The link is in the pinned comment if you want to check it out. If the home's been on the market for 39 days with no interest, it's either not priced correctly or not marketed correctly. When a home sits too long, buyers start to think there's something wrong with it. A good realtor should help her price the home based on local comps and explain what's keeping buyers away, not just blaming the market. But I commend her for attempting to buy a house for her family on just.
And the thing is, a lot of sellers, oh my goodness, they think their $300,000 house is worth $1 million. They're not willing to go down in price. They're not willing to do what is necessary to sell their house. So now they're blaming the market. They're blaming the realtor. When, let's say, the realtor came to them and said, hey, listen, your house is worth $300,000, where they're like, no, I need to sell my house for $1 million. I'm going to find another realtor that will list it for me for $1 million. I'm not taking that list, and I'll tell you that right now. Because at the end of the day, that's my career on the line, right? I'm not going to have a house sitting on the market for 10 million days. I'm paying the money to market it all these things and trying to push it out there for people to buy this $1 million house that's really only worth $300,000. So a lot of times the sellers are being difficult as well. So we can't always blame the market or the realtor. Sometimes we gotta look at the seller as well.
Her income. But do you think it's a bad idea for her to sell now, or should she try to hold on until the market improves?
No, she needs to change the
What
price.
happens when you have to move, but nobody?
At the end of the day, another thing before he keeps talking is buyers determine the worth of your house. If no one is willing to buy it, then it's not worth what you're listing it for. Until you find a buyer that's willing to buy what you sell it for, nobody is gonna bite.
Nobody wants to buy your house. Let's take a look.
I'm gonna keep it completely real with you guys. I am 2 weeks out from moving from Charlotte, North Carolina to Charleston, South Carolina. And I am officially freaking out. I'm smiling, but I'm freaking out because we are selling our house in Charlotte and it has not sold. So it's now looking inevitably like we are going to be paying a mortgage on top of a rent payment. Before you come for me in the comments, I have to move because my job is now on site after I've been remote for almost 4 years. So we don't have a choice. We have to be there by a certain date. And, I thought that this house would definitely sell, but if nothing else, I thought we would have like a little bit more traction and showings, but we've had 5.
Okay. See what I mean? Remember what I said earlier. If you don't get the right amount of showings, you got to drop the price. That means that people that are looking on the market, because there are people looking on the market every single day. The people that are looking on the market that may be willing to buy your house, but not at the price that you have it set at, they're not going to be able to find your house because in their search results, they're looking at a specific price point. But your house is outside of that range. So now properties that are within the range that your property is at, they look better, or they are bigger, or they have a pool or something more exciting for other buyers. And they're looking at your property and they're like, yeah, but I could also have this other property for the same price that is even with better things, right? And I'm not saying your house is not great, but I'm saying if you want to get your house sold, you got to lower the price. The people that came to your property, they saw the property and said, this property is not worth what I'm willing to pay for it. I like it, it's cool, but I'm not willing to pay however much the seller is asking for it. So let's scrap this, right? So the moment you see that you're not getting that much showings, or you are getting showings, but the showings are not leading to any offers, keep that in mind. Like, okay, I need to do something at my price point. So you can't, and especially if you're about to move, you got to be aggressive. I'm talking aggressive with the pricing of your property. So I'm sorry, I don't know, but I don't know. Yeah.
30 days, which is not good. The thought of paying a mortgage while we're also paying rent is mind-blowing to me, because that
Drop
money
the price,
could be
baby
spent
girl.
on living someplace way cooler, than Charleston, South Carolina. We could live in a really nice place in New York, in LA, in Chicago. There's just so many options that would be my first choice over just having a house sit empty in Charlotte while living in Charleston. I think just for my own mental health, rather than continuing to post about
Rent it
my
out.
selling journey of this house, I'm going to start posting about moving and trying to get excited about that. The 2025 housing market is wild.
Rent
Follow
it
along
or
my
drop
moving
the price.
journey and see if I'm stuck with this house forever.
This is a tough situation because she had to move for a job, which you can't always control. If they've only had 5 showings in 30 days, my first instinct is that the house isn't priced correctly. Otherwise, way more people will be interested. If I was her, I'd drop the price immediately. Some sellers still think it's 2021 or 2022 when buyers would pay almost anything for a home. I'm not saying this is her, but those days are over. One of the most important jobs of a good realtor is to provide sellers with data, showing what homes in the area actually sold for.
Let me tell you something. Okay, not only do you provide them with comps, aka the comparative market analysis, CMAs, you also look at the market you're in. Are we in the buyer's market or are we in the seller's market, right? Are sellers willing to drop the prices or are buyers willing to go up on prices? Like, these are things you have to look into. I'm sorry. Okay. But as a good realtor, your realtor should be able to be like, hey, listen, like, I know you want to sell it at market value and I know you really, really need to move based on the circumstances. Let's price the house below market value so that people that are looking within that price range will see your property and be like, wow, this is a steal. Let me hurry up and buy this house before someone else snatches it up. That's exactly how you need to be looking at the housing market. But people want a top dollar and then also trying to hurry up and move. Like, nah, this ain't how this works. You have to price your house right. Otherwise, you have to be prepared for your house to sit on the market longer. And not saying it's not going to sell, but it might have to sit on the market longer than it should be.
So they can set a realistic price. By the way, if you're looking for a realtor in your area, I'm a licensed realtor and can get you connected to someone in your local area. So you can click the link in the pin.
Hey. We're not doing that. By the way, if you're looking for a realtor, I'm a licensed realtor in the state of Georgia. If you're looking for a realtor in the state of Georgia, I'm a licensed realtor in Georgia. And if you're looking for anywhere else, the link is in the description. Send me a message. All right, let's chat. I got you. I'll connect you to a realtor. But let this man do his little ad. You know what I'm saying? Let him do his little ad.
One thing many people don't realize is that the agent doesn't set the price. The seller does. Given how urgent her timeline is, she should consider pricing the home below market value to stand out, even if it means selling at a loss. What?
I didn't watch the video. Oh, I did not watch the video. I am just speaking from experience, okay? You have to lower the price below market value, okay?
What do you think she should do? Let me know what you think. Sometimes
exactly
a buyer
said,
crosses
brother.
the line.
Hey man, what's the best advice you can give someone that's in sales?
Switch to Monday CRM.
Oh, awesome.
And this one definitely did.
Just got a call from the realtor that the people buying our house might be backing out because they were here yesterday for inspections and the inspections went great. There's literally nothing wrong with the house. But of course they ask my husband, what do you do for a living? And we say, oh, he's a stay-at-home dad. And then the questions follow, well, what do you do then? And I said social media. And they acted like it was so cool. They were like asking all these questions. Like, how do you make money doing that? How many followers do you have? And I had mentioned that I did a post about us moving. I thought it would like ease their mind. Like, we didn't post to our 1 million followers that we're selling our house. They took that as we have a stalker, which is why we're moving. If we had a stalker, we would not be here. My kids wouldn't be playing outside right now. I don't know if I'll post this because I'm such an ugly crier.
First of all, before he talks, I ain't gonna lie to you. She probably should not have posted that. I'm just saying. Because if your fear is that, you know, like, first of all, you shouldn't be there when a showing is being done. Come on, you're the seller. Why are you there? Not only is it awkward. Oh, okay, yeah, the inspection is being done. Not only, oh, you know what though? This just reminded me, I need to tell my client they can't be in the house because I'm going to bring that up to them because I just thought about it. I do have an inspection coming up. But yeah, so I might have to cut that section out. But the point is, don't be there when the buyers are going to be there. You don't want to be there when the buyers are be like, hey, listen, like, we don't know each other. Let's just get this transaction out the way. I don't know you. You don't know me. You just want to buy the house. You do your thing. That is it. That is all. But, you know, sometimes, you know, things happen. You may get to meet I don't know. But I'm not going to lie to you. Like, her posting it may even make it worse because let's say somebody does want to buy the house and then they reach out to her, but then you can't decipher between people that want to buy your house and people that want to just get in your business and stalk you and things of that nature. So she probably shouldn't have posted it, but hey, I mean, it's good awareness, but I don't know.
Never heard of anything like this. Those are really private questions to ask, but
Extremely.
I also think they shared too much information. The potential buyers crossed the line and made assumptions that didn't make sense to me. Then they said they're moving because they had a stalker. Based on what? I wonder if that accusation was just a cover up for the real reason they lost interest, because I just don't get it. I'm not blaming her for what happened. And like anyone else, they probably outgrew the home or just wanted to move to a different area. One thing we can take away from this is that you never really know people's intentions. And I'm honestly at a loss for words here. So why do you think they assumed her and her family had a stalker? Let me know what you think. It's important to have realistic expectations when you're selling a home, and we'll see why in this next clip.
Tell me why selling your house will test your patience more than anything else on the planet. Our house has officially been on the market for 25 days, and I don't understand why it hadn't sold yet. Like, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with my house? You don't like it? You don't want to see it? You don't want to live here? It's an amazing house. Those are all thoughts that go through my mind. I'm aware, totally aware that it takes longer than 25 days. But I'm not a patient person, so
Not all the time.
why hasn't it sold? In all honesty, I know it's going to take time to sell our house. So if you are in the process of selling your house,
If you believe it's gonna take time, then it'll take time. You can get an offer within a few days. I've gotten offers on my listings within like 1 day. Somebody called me and said, hey, I'm interested in your listing. The same day. Went under contract within a few weeks. Not even a few weeks, a few days. And it took a few days because we were negotiating on the price. But, you know, if you believe it's going to sell in a few days, then it will. If you believe it's going to sell in a long time, then it will. You know what I'm saying? Like self-fulfilling prophecy. But also, if you price it at a point where it's going to sell in a longer period of time, then, like I said, for self-fulfilling prophecy. So it just depends, right? And it also depends on the market. You have to base your pricing on the market.
or have sold your house recently, what are your tips and tricks to get it sold quicker?
Lower the price.
Besides dropping the price, because we can't be doing that. And my
Then you can't complain. The only thing you can really control is the marketing and the price. And typically the marketing, unless your agent is on social media like I am, like I post my listings on social media and I share it, but a lot of times I end up finding people that are interested in purchasing my listings from the MLS. So I do market it as much as I can. However, 9 times out of 10, I get people from the MLS, and those are serious people that reach out to me on the MLS. So you don't want to lower the price, but you want people to buy the house. Like, they saw the house. Mind you, she said she got showings and people came by the house and said they didn't submit any offers. And then you're asking, is it something wrong with my house? No, baby girl, it's because they don't want to pay the price for your house. So I don't know.
Realtor's phenomenal. I think the thing that's driving me the most crazy is having to keep it clean 24 hours a day. I'm a clean person most of the time anyway, thank goodness. Keeping your house clean to show or be prepared to show, that's a whole nother level of clean. This is the first house that we have ever sold, so, you know.
Drop the price, love.
So we can move on.
25 days isn't a long time
It's not
unless
long at
homes in
all.
that area typically sell faster, which probably is not the case here. Her first mistake is saying they can't drop the price, but realistically, price is almost always the main issue. I hope her phenomenal realtor is telling her the truth about the market
Get
and
what I'm
being
saying?
honest about whether the home is actually priced
Hold
correctly.
on.
Beyond that,
Let's go back to that picture because, why is she biting her lip? Why is she biting her lip in this picture? And she's shaking the husband's hand. Oh, brother. Listen, when I work with couples, I talk to the husband, but I'm more in communication with the wife because this picture, I'm sorry, this really is crazy, okay?
truth about the market and being honest about whether the home is actually priced correctly. Beyond that, I hope the home presents well. I hope it's clean, staged, and updated enough for the price she's asking for. What tips do you have from her? Let me know in the comments.
I like his,
what happens when sellers refuse?
I like the way that he addresses situations. He doesn't really give his opinions. He just gives advice and then he moves on. I like that. However, you know, I would love to be like that, but I just, you know what I'm saying? My opinion's but I respect him for that, though. I ain't gonna lie.
To drop the price. Let's take a look. But first, I need you to hit that like and subscribe button. If you want to get better at real estate investing, you got to follow the channel.
Sellers, I have something really hard I have to tell you. We're in the middle of a negotiation and we have the buyers and we're talking to the listing agent. This is happening right now. It's 9 o'clock at night. And we're looking at comps and the house has been sitting on the market. So we put in an offer that is in comparable value. And the agent said, well, no, because they've already given up $35,000. To which I reminded him, your seller's not being generous in giving up $35,000. You were never going to get that price anyway. After 3 months on the market, if you were going to get that price, you would have got it already.
Girl.
It's not generosity.
Listen, while this ad is going, let me be very honest, right? She's right. She's a buyer and she's saying the right things. Like, you cannot expect me to believe that you're being generous because you dropped the price. What does that have to do with me? I'm submitting an offer based on what the market says your house is worth. You don't want to drop the price? Hey, good luck to you, brother. I'm going to find another property that is actually worth what it is. Okay, I'm about to overpay on your property just because you think it's worth way more. That has nothing to do with me. But generous, please. I'm sorry, and no offense to any sellers out there. I work with sellers who are very open, right? If you want to get the top-notch dollar for your house, I will do that for you. However, I also want to manage your expectations based on the market. If the market doesn't call for that, right, just know that your house will definitely sell, but it may sit on the market for a little bit longer, right? Or it may sell like in 2 days, who knows? But just keeping that expectation in the back of your mind that there's a possibility, right? Are you okay with continuously paying the mortgage for this property in order to keep this house, right? But if not, okay, just know that, you know, let us manage this property, let's market this property, let's list this property at a specific price to get it sold faster if you need to move, if you need to sell it quicker because maybe you may be going through bankruptcy or foreclosure or whatever the case is. How quickly do you need to sell this house? Because the quicker you need to sell the house, the more aggressive you need to be with the price. Okay, so, and I'm saying all of this to say I don't aggressively price all my listings. However, it's based on my client situations and I always manage their expectations because I don't want you to think that your house will sell in a few days if you priced it at the top-notch dollar because you are competing with other properties similar to yours at the same exact price point. Keep that in mind. Oh, wait, I muted it. My bad.
To get that price anyway. After 3 months on the market, if you were going to get that price, you would have got it already. So
yeah.
It's not generosity. It's market value.
Now, what the agent may have meant to say is my commission will be lower, so this offer won't work. In my opinion, this is self-sabotage. And these are the kind of folks who are truly delusional. Nothing will ever sell for more than someone is willing to pay. That's just how it works. As she said, they're still on the market after 3 months. So there's a big problem here. And some sellers somehow believe that they're owed a certain amount of money, but the market doesn't care what you believe you're owed. And that's exactly why the house won't sell. I hope this seller and agent wake up because if they don't adjust, the home will never sell. So
he gave his opinion. I like that. But it's true, right? The home is not going to it's not going to sell. You sitting there 3 months, 90 days, and the house hasn't sold at the price point you want to sell it at. You know, it may sell. It's not impossible. I'm not saying it's not going to sell, but keep in mind it may sit on the market for longer. Because there are homes that are overpriced and it still end up being sold. It happens all the time. But just know that it may take longer to find that property.
Whose fault is this? The seller or the agent? Let me know what you think. In the next clip, we'll take a look inside the home of someone who's struggling to sell.
Okay guys, day 62. We are a military family in Texas trying to sell our house before we PCS. So I have showed you guys the front porch, the entryway, the living room, and now today I'm gonna show you guys the kitchen. Okay guys, so we do have an open floor plan. So right off the main living room, this is what you see with the kitchen. Okay, so this is not the fridge that came with the house. We did buy this fridge when we moved in. This is our pantry. Here's what all the cabinets and appliances look like. So we just changed out all the bulbs to daylight bulbs. It made such a big difference, so thank you guys for that tip. Unfortunately, there's still one light bulb up there that is not working, but we did change the rest of them to daylight bulbs, and now I'm gonna show you guys the pantry. Okay, so here is the pantry. It's a really good sized pantry.
The kitchen looks solid and clean. If someone wants to make some updates to the floors, cabinets, and counters over time, they can. But in my opinion, it looks moving ready to me. Some folks might prefer a gas.
Okay, that was it. I don't want to watch this whole man's video. I'm probably gonna put the link to his video in the description. But anyway, y'all, let me know what you guys think. I'm very curious to know what your thoughts are about today's housing market, and like, do you believe that, you know, houses it's hard to sell houses right now? Because I'll be very honest with you, a lot of houses have been sitting on the market for a long periodically time, if you know what I'm saying. But the point is that just because the house has been sitting on the market for a long time doesn't mean it can't sell. It just means that maybe it's priced wrong, or maybe it's that people are just, you know, not interested in the house. Typically it's the price point of the house. If people are doing showings on the house and they don't submit offers, it's probably the price point, and it may need to be lowered. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts. Okay, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you have not yet to get more videos like these. But yeah, and if you're looking for an agent in the state of Georgia and you live in the Atlanta metro area, or you're looking to move to Atlanta metro area, don't hesitate to send me a message in the description, okay? I love y'all, and remember, God loves you even more. Bye.